Alright, so I'm doing a low light video test here of the video light, which is supposed to provide an illumination of 120 degrees. So this is a 10mm lens, so it's about, I think it's about 102 degrees. So it should fully illuminate the field of view, though I do see significant vignetting in the corners. I have like no night vision. Just like, okay. But it works pretty well. I'm attracting moths. So there's a little moth. Oh, okay. And I have the autofocus turned off. It's on manual focus to infinity. But we can film the moths. We're going to start attracting moths. And then once we start attracting moths, then we're going to start attracting bats. Okay. There's bats around. I heard them earlier. Okay. But you can see, so I walk towards the tripod. How close do you have to get before you can see the tripod? It's not very penetrating, the light. So that's where you want a flash, except flash doesn't provide continuous illumination like the video light does. I wish I had like a tape measure or something so I can measure the distance here. That's why I want to do this outdoors instead of indoors. It's a lot easier. Okay, that's 10mm. So, okay. Well, we know how long the car is. That's a known length. Okay, I think it's about 15 feet, the car. It's like how many car lengths away can I walk from the car and still be able to see it before I walk into the... Well, we're going to walk into a tree. That's so walking backwards here. More moths. The moths, they love the light because the moon already said, I walked into a tree. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty far away. Let's walk this way. And then walk toward... Otherwise, see, look. If I keep walking, I end up in the lake. So, don't want to do that. Okay, I'm pretty far away from the car. You can just barely see it. Okay. So, there we go. That's the car. And you can kind of see the reflection. But at what point can you see the car? If you know the field of view and you know the length of the car, you can compute the exact distance as long as I keep it centered. Okay. It looks like it's starting to show up now. Right about here. Oh, I'm not really walking straight toward it. So it's walking at an angle. Oh, so that's what happened. It's parked at an angle. Okay, let's try this again. And this time, walk straight towards the car, or rather, straight away from the car. See, that's the problem. That's why I hit the tree. Because you can't walk in a straight line. Well, you can definitely see the car from here. Oh, that's why. I forgot to lock it. So the lights, the dome lights are still on. Okay, there you go. Well, you can kind of see the car from here. And then you walk toward it. Dun, 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 dun. Now you can definitely see it. Alright, so then you go back here. Kind of disappears, slowly fades into the darkness. Before I hit the tree, put my arm behind me. I'm going to hit the branches. Okay. That's not too bad. And this is like the cheapest video light. There's much brighter ones, but I figure, you know, I don't want to pay a fortune. But this is pretty cool. Yeah. And the vignetting, there's definitely some vignetting. Because look at that, you can see it's not completely illuminated. And then what I can do is, well, you can see my hand. Okay. I think some of the shadow is actually from the lens itself. It's not sitting high enough. If you look at the bottom there, there's a shadow on the bottom. I think that's actually from the lens. So it's not sitting high enough on the cold shoe. It's not a hot shoe, it's a cold shoe. Okay, so I'm going to try zooming in. I probably lost my focus point. I'm just looking for the illumination. You can see there's less vignetting. Go to 10. And that's when you really see that lens shadow. 18, 10, not much zoom range there. But yeah, that lens shadow at 10 millimeters, you can't really see it. What's that? That's about 14 millimeters. So it kind of disappears at 14. So it's 10, 14, 18. So it kind of disappears around, it's about 13 millimeters there. You can't really see it. And that's 12 millimeters. Kind of see it at 12. So around 13, 14 millimeters, that lens shadow disappears. But it really shows up at 10. That's pretty bad. Well, there's an easy way to solve that. You need like a flash bracket to get the light higher up above the lens. But that's annoying. I don't want to have to buy a flash bracket. They're not that expensive. It's just annoying to carry around and use. Because I'm hand holding the camera right now. So, yeah, you can definitely see that lens shadow. You kind of, when it's straight up, and the battery life is pretty decent. Not sure how long it can go. But that lens shadow is pretty much everywhere. So I can't really get it up. Maybe I can. Let's try to get it up against a wall here so it's horizontal. And I got this at 25 FPS with maximum ISO. So let's get this up. So you got pretty good illumination here. Look at that. And I'm not using any other lights except for the video light that's mounted on the camera. So it's still pretty good. It's nice illumination there. Okay. Here we go. Here's a big wall. This is the Amphitheater at Rocky Gap State Park, if you're curious, in Maryland. Here we go. And a wooden wall. It's pretty bright, and I got it on maximum brightness too. A nice even surface here, more or less. I think those are bats. I don't know if they show up in the recording. Those high-pitched noises. I think those are bats. Alright, well that lens shadow, let's put it down low. Get low to the ground here. Yeah, it's even more prominent now. Look at that. That's from the actual, wow. Yeah, that's from the actual lens of the camera. So, it's even worse when it's down low. So the way to solve that should be simply to get the light higher up. But let's put it down to 18. Get it down low again. You can't, there it is again. It's even at 18. It's kind of pointing straight, I'm pointing it straight down right now. And it's overexposed because I don't have it on auto. And Oh wow, I can change the ISO while filming. Okay. So I put on automatic ISO. Okay. And that's the shadow of the lens. That's an ant. Wondering what that thing is. I'll turn the autofocus on. There you go. Get right close. And just to occur, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. So we got ants crawling around at 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't think ants were nocturnal. So. Okay, so. But it's good to know that the autofocus works. There it goes. Okay. But it's not going to like the darkness. It's just a puddle. It's raining earlier. Okay. There got a mosquito. Not just breeze. Okay. See, now it's all confused. Let's turn to... See, I lost my focus point. Something far enough away. So if I autofocus, then manual. Ooh, I lost it. Okay, let's try this. See if it'll let me. Should be close enough. And obviously, yeah. Okay, let's put the ISO. Keep it on automatic. Okay, well still it's a pretty decent video light. I can't remember what model it is, if you're wondering. I'd have to look it up on the box. It's, like I said, just a cheap one from B&H. It's actually the cheapest one I could find that came with a diffuser and the color gels. So that's nice to have. You always want a diffuser. And yeah, see, that lens shadow might go away, possibly, if I add the diffuser, but I don't think that's really going to solve the problem. I think it just needs to get higher up. Alright, but this is nice enough. You can use it as a flashlight. And I'm going to walk back down the steps. It's the car again. Okay. Dump, dump, dump. So you saw the local wildlife. An ant. I don't know if you can hear. There's all kinds of animals in the lake. I hear the splashing around. I think they're beavers. And there's otters. There's all kinds of animals in the lake. Beavers are nocturnal. I didn't know that. The rangers told me that. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try turning this around. And see what happens. I should keep it. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down so it doesn't blind me. Okay. Okay. And we've got another moth. Then I need to go back to autofocus. Hey! Okay. There we go, 10 millimeters. Okay. Hey! So the light works. For illumination. Okay. I can still barely see anything. That's still really bright. Can we turn it down? Let's turn on the color temperature. So it's now a softer glow. Okay. Okay. Alright, not much else to see. Let's put the light on. So I'm going to turn it off. Off. Okay. And now, the light that you're seeing is from my headlamp. Yeah. And it's obviously much smaller. And you can really see the shadow now. Because the light's behind the camera. So, I'm going to turn this off and test more new equipment. Okay.